Former Prime Minister Scott Morrison vowing to remain in Parliament, at least for now, despite the Liberal wipeout. His likely replacement as leader is Peter Dutton, and he's promising to unite the fractured party.
The man set to become the next opposition leader wants to reintroduce himself to Australians.
I do want people to see, the complete character that I am, not just what they've seen through sound grabs when I'm talking about, boats.
Posing for the cameras with his family, Peter Dutton is asking voters to see his softer side.
And I hope that I can, show that side as well, and people can draw their own conclusions.
Some within Labor aren't convinced. Tanya Plibersek landed herself in trouble over this Harry Potter comparison.
I'm saying he looks a bit like Voldemort.
That comparison quickly criticised by her leader.
Is that acceptable? No, it's not, and Tanya has apologised.
It's water off a duck's back. I just don't think you need to be nasty and mean.
The new Prime Minister had some praise for his new parliamentary sparring partner.
I must say, I have a much better relationship with Peter Dutton than I had with Scott Morrison.
For the first time, the outgoing Prime Minister reflected publicly on his election wipeout.
Of course, I'm disappointed by the result, very disappointed for colleagues.
As he packs up his possessions and heads home to Sydney's Sutherland Shire.
Going back to being a quiet Australian in the Shire, that's what I'm looking forward to.
How long can we expect you to hang around in federal politics?
Well, I've got no plans to go anywhere, Ben.
Mr Morrison is promising to support the new Liberal leadership team rather than weigh them down. Instead, he's focused his criticism on the cashed-up climate independents who knocked off half a dozen Liberal MPs.
Those who were elected in those seats, well, they've made all sorts of big commitments about how they think they can change everything. We'll just see, won't we? They were very vicious and very brutal campaigns, talking to my colleagues about them.
One of those Teal independents quick to return fire.
Running as North Sydney's independent, I don't think our campaign was brutal at all. In fact, it was the antithesis of that.
Scott Morrison has revealed that in the weeks since the election, he's received support from across the political divide.
But, I got a lovely message from Dan and I had a good chat with Mark McGowan.
The Victorian Premier says the call was a matter of courtesy.
I simply observed that politics is a very tough business.
The tough task to rebuild the Liberal Party will be left to Mr Dutton. He's vowed to campaign in the centre.
We're not the moderate Conservative Party. We're not the Conservative moderate party. We are the Liberal Party.
Rejecting competing calls from colleagues to tack left or right as the party prepares to meet on Monday. Trudy McIntosh, Sky News, Canberra.